very welcome back to the 6 o'clock show. Now settle in as we're about to show you what happened when Darren Kennedy met star of the stage and screen, Welsh actor Luke Evans.
We're very giddy this evening. Darren was in Mexico for the new season launch of Luke's clothing brand BDXY, and let's see how they got on.
Luke Evans, we're here in Cabo, the Nobu Hotel. It's a far cry from the valleys of Wales, let me tell you. Do you ever think to yourself, and I know you're very, very busy, but do you ever stop and go, oh my God, like I've actually managed to come this far? Like it's quite epic.
Yeah, I think it's something that I pride myself on, if I'm honest, that one must take stock, step back away from the chaos or the madness of your life and just go, wow, look what you've done, and be grateful for it, but also feel proud that that when you do something great, you should tap yourself on the back. I think we don't do that enough.
Now, we met at a very glamorous Fashion Week dinner during London Fashion Week. I think it was GQ, and we come to present day, and surprisingly, in a way, for me, you launched your own brand, which I'm delighted about, but you could have really collaborated with any brand in the world. Why did you decide to do it yourself? Because that's the hard part. It's the hard thing to do.
Oh yeah, it would have been much easier for me to just give my name to a product or a brand and just have been the face or the clothes horse. And I have done that, by the way, in the past.
Oh, I know.
So, but I've always been fascinated with fabric and fashion and cuts of things. My mum is a seamstress. She's a sewing machine is always on the kitchen table, and over many years I've watched her make things for herself and for me, and curtains and God knows what else, cushions. And I've always understood how things are made, and I was always fascinated by it. Also, I'm very particular about how things should look, from a shirt to a t-shirt to trousers, to the length of the trouser, to the length of the cuff. So if I'm fascinated in that, I wanted to understand how it works and how is it made. Obviously it gets more and more technical the more a tuxedo. I wouldn't have a clue where to start, but I do know when one fits well. I know what I'm talking about. So in a way, it felt like it would be nice creatively for me to do something that's so different from my acting career, and I've really enjoyed it because it's a whole different world. And creating something and then making something from a sketch that turns into a text sheet that then gets made and then you see people wearing it is like, it's an amazing feeling. You are in a partnership in life and now in business with BDXY, with your partner Fran. When it comes to kind of like when you clash, because I'm assuming you do, how do you resolve that and leave it? Well, I mean, relationships, they're not always perfect 24/7, that's the way it is. But also, disagreeing is not a bad thing. Having the odd tiff is not a bad thing. It's just real life. It makes us all realize we're all human. The trick is to get over it, to move on and not dwell in a negative moment, and also respect somebody else's opinion. And working in a business relationship with Fran, my partner, means we have to listen to each other because we both have a point and we both want to be understood. And sometimes, if you listen, you hear something that you may realize is a better option than the one you're presenting. So, we're doing all right. I mean, we've been working together now for 3 years solidly. So, it's good. It's fun. Compromise with a capital C, I'm thinking. That's what I'm hearing. Now listen, away from the brand, you have a really exciting new project coming up, which I know you can tell me about, but it relates to one of Elizabeth Day's books. Yes, the lovely, talented, very nice person that she is. Elizabeth's wonderful. And we optioned her book several years ago, and we've been developing it. It's called The Party. A great read if you fancy a good psychological thriller. And my production company and World Productions have co-produced it, and now we're making it for ITV. It's 5 one-hour episodes, and we start shooting in 3 weeks. And you're cast as the main? I am Martin Gilmore, who the main story is about, yeah. I love that. So hold on, where does this entrepreneurial strike come from in you? Because obviously, you're a Hollywood actor, superstar. You could very easily just rest on your laurels. Starting your own production company, optioning books, creating a brand, it's a lot of work. Yeah, but I think sometimes when you find your purpose and you find work that makes you feel good when you're working, which I do. I love to work. In fact, I really enjoy working, but I also enjoy not working. I mean, I can embrace both, and I think you have to have equal measures of both to have a happy life. But it's funny because my parents, they're very content. They've never really strived for anything more than what they need, and I wasn't that kid. I was just like, why don't we put an extension on the house? Why don't you knock this wall out? Why do we always have to have a second-hand car? Why, always? Like, why do we have to go to Benidorm every week and every year? Like, can we not go on a caravan holiday? One more, please. No more holidays in a caravan. I was always thinking, what could enhance our lives? I just had that in me. I don't know. I don't have any brothers and sisters. Very lower working class family, and I just wanted something bigger for my life, and I never thought it would happen. I mean, it wasn't like, yeah, I'm going to be this. I never thought it.
Did you not? Honestly, did you not see it? No.
I must have subliminally put it out there, and I always dreamt, something may happen, but it came to me late in life as well. I was almost 30 when I got my first movie. I was on the West End. I was about to give it up. It wasn't going my way. I wasn't really, I wasn't entirely happy with what I was doing. And then a stroke of luck and a sliding door moment, and everything changed. And
what was the moment?
It was a play called Small Change.
Oh, aptly named?
Yeah, Small Change. And that play, which was only on for 3 months at the Donmar Warehouse in London, completely changed my trajectory in this industry. And I ended up being signed by William Morris in the States, and a manager, and I changed agent in London, and then, that was just 16 years ago.
It's very inspiring, I have to say, and no doubt there's so many people watching here who have dreams, right? Not necessarily to be an actor, but dreams of doing something that seems out of reach.
Yeah.
What advice do you have to stick with it?
Well, you just have to look at my story and just go, well, he didn't expect any of this. I didn't ever think, yeah, that's mine. That's going to be mine. But it never stopped me from dreaming. It never stopped me from having aspirations above my status, my station. I just think, everything is attainable, but you need patience, you need to be resilient, you have to be prepared for knockbacks, and you have to be your own therapist in a way. You have to have an inner voice that just goes, you're good enough, keep going.
That critic.
Yeah. And sometimes the negative voice is louder than the positive one, and you have to tweak that, and that's not always easy. I struggle a lot with it, but you keep going, and if you want something bad enough, you should never let anyone or yourself say that you can't do it.
Any plans to come to Ireland soon?
Not soon. I mean, I was there the beginning of last year shooting a movie in Northern Ireland. I drove down to Dublin, and I took my cousin and his wife to the Guinness factory. It was a fantastic day, but I mean, I love the Irish. I feel there's an affinity between Wales and Ireland, that there always has been. I don't know exactly why, but I feel very at home when I'm there. And when Ireland and Wales play in Cardiff, there's no aggression. It's just a joyous, it doesn't matter really who wins. If you go to the pub, they're all drinking together and having a laugh. So,
as sport should be.
As sport should be, yeah.
Well, Luke, I'm delighted to hear it. You are always welcome on the Six Sofa anytime you're in Dublin.
Fabulous.
So please do swing by the studio.
I love that.
Okay, listen, gorgeous chat. Well done, Darren. But why wasn't I sent to interview Luke Evans?
I don't know, but if you go, I'm going with you. Deal?
Deal.
I love it. You ain't going without me. After the break, we're chatting sports with Owen Shea. See you in 3.
Not you, Sinead, just us, sorry.